She's back.
Hi, guys. Hello, everyone. I'm Nikki DeLoach, and I am here with
I'm Andrew
Andrew
Walker,
Walker.
everybody. Hello. We're
Hello.
so excited today to talk about our new signature mystery series, Curious Caterer, Forbidden Fruit, which is premiering on Hallmark Mystery Channel. Right, Nick?
That's right. And we have a couple of questions that got sent our way that we will be answering. So let's get started, okay? I just realized I'm scrolling like actually over the camera. You guys, I actually am an actor for a living. I should know better than to do that. Okay, we are very excited for another Curious Caterer mystery, and the setting in this movie takes place at a music venue. Can we share more about this new mystery? Um, yeah, I
Yeah,
I
we
think
can.
I was yeah. Well, I think, one thing that's very interesting is just kind of like with the other one where we were set, we had this whole world that we kind of went into, and it was the medieval ball and like we did the gala, and then we were trapped in the castle for like 24 hours trying to figure out, and it was very much like Clue, and it was a world that we stepped into. The same is kind of true for this movie as well, in the sense that, well, number one, well, we probably get asked this later, but I'll just say it. Tom and Goldie are going on their first date, and they're going to see a band that was one of Goldie's favorite bands in high school and college and beyond. And
And Marla.
so, and Marla, yes, it was our favorite band. We were obsessed with them. So it's kind of interesting to go back and be nostalgic about the past and learn a little bit more about like also Goldie and Marla's relationship and how long they've been friends. But for Tom and Goldie, this is their very first date. That's my cat, you guys. I'm so sorry. He's the loudest cat in America. His
He's a
name is
loud cat. He's a
Ripley.
loud cat.
He's a very loud cat. He looks like Grumpy Cat, but he's really not. He's super sweet. He just like always wants me to hold him.
I think he's giving
Uh,
us shout outs. I think he's giving us shout outs for this movie. It's like, yeah,
hey,
yeah, you got to watch it. Yeah.
Andrew, do you want to add some more fun stuff about the movie that they made that yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this one's pretty spicy, to be honest. Like,
It is
we found so many
spicy.
great moments, and it's different than our, past movies that we did together that people, loved so much, the Dream of Christmases and the Perfect Catches and stuff. It's like we're
There's
still
romance.
venturing into this, like there's romance and it's like venturing into this kind of not like a lust for each other, almost like we're it's like this
It's
these
high
the
school.
magnetic pole. It's high school. The magnetic pole is just so
Yeah.
strong, but we're fighting it still a little bit because we want to still stay within the confines of
But we don't want to mess
of
it
the
up.
proper. We don't want to mess it up. We're going into it carefully, methodically, um
Yeah.
and we got another murder to solve. So there's that's obviously a pretty important piece to the story. So yeah, this one definitely brings you into the world again. And I just I love that the writers and the producers have found such fun ways to continue to reinvent the series, and I think people are gonna have a lot of fun following along in this one. So
Yeah, that's true. Okay, second question.
So, Goldie's catering continues to grow as she gets the opportunity to work another amazing gig. How does her business tie her with the investigation?
Well, as per the usual.
I was going to say, how does it anything not tie her to the investigation?
Even if it didn't tie her to the
She'd
investigation.
be tied to the investigation.
Totally. Like I go back, I think about the first one, which was actually, it was so funny because my friend Desi Leidick, shout out to Desi, she's on the Daily Show. Her son is obsessed with Curious
Does he?
Caterer. Obsessed. And so we were, he was staying the night with us, the night of the Emmys. And
How old is he, Nick?
earlier,
How old is
He's
he?
just a little younger than Hudson. He's like a year and a
Okay.
half or something like that younger than Hudson.
Like, so
And I was
West's
like,
age.
yeah, oh, yeah, a little bit older than West actually. And I was like, well, let's put on a movie. What do you want to watch? And he was like, well, I kind of like to see Curious Caterer. And I was like, oh, buddy, you don't have to say that. That's okay. Auntie Nikki loves you. You don't have to like love her movies for that. And he was like, no, they're like my favorite movies. He's like, but I've never seen the first one. And so we went back and like watched the first one. It had been a long time since I saw it. And again, like the catering event is not really tied to like the murder, but Goldie fully like situates herself inside of it and like puts herself right in the middle of the investigation. It's really fun to like go back and watch that and how like that happened. And I was like, we have to do that again. Where like, because also like no, people can't die at every catering event. I'm not going to get any more gigs. We just have to have at least one successful
I know.
catering event
I know. I know.
without
There's
someone
a lot of
dying.
murders. We're not gonna have a town left, to be honest.
I love it. But okay, I'll go to the next question. Goldie and Tom's relationship is also evolving as they plan on going on their first date. How do they navigate solving the case while making time for each other? Walker, I'm throwing this to
Well,
you.
like I just said, there's the case is a very important piece to the movie. So obviously, and also we're serious about solving the crime, like working together and solving the crime. But I think I think it's those exciting moments that you least expect it, whether it be in real life or in a movie. But we found these moments in our blocking, even when we would block the scene out, and it just felt right to kind of get intimate in a moment where you would least expect it, or
Yeah.
where you just it's just that magnetic pull, and playing with those moments, I think is it was just it's exciting and it's fun, and it's to do it with you too, with somebody I'm so comfortable with, and
Yeah.
and yet, like, I think we can play those moments so well and have fun and just like connect, and look at it from the viewer's perspective in a way, and go like, it'll be so much fun to tease this, or to try to, like, try
Yeah.
to venture into this moment, and then have like Marla ruin, or Riley, or whatever. It's always cut short by something. But we're yeah, I wouldn't say all, but some of the moments that people are going to see in the movie, it'll be fun to see where people could guess are actually scripted and not, that we just came up with. But
Hmm.
some of them are just in the moment, things that we had kind of come up with, felt were right given the circumstances that we were in, and the proximity, and
Yeah.
the confusion of arms and whatever, and just all of a sudden finding each other, like, wow, okay, what's going on.
Well, I think
I
we
also
have
think,
to do
like,
that. I was just going to say we have to kind of do that because, sometimes with mystery, you get scripts and and writers are so focused on plot, and then they forget that this is also a character driven mystery inside of that, which means that there's an arc to Goldie and Tom in every single movie. There's an arc, and that is something that is really important to the series. So we kind of had to like really build that out as we were moving through the movie because it wasn't fully built into the actual script. So we had to really work, you and I, to build that out from start to finish, and also make it feel like why is this different for Goldie? The way that she's falling in love with him versus the way that it was with her ex-husband, which wasn't really that like that butterfly, like, high school, like take your breath away kind of love. Like in a way, she's falling in love for kind of the first time in a way she never has. And it does. And that's why the bringing in the high school aspect of the band and tying it to their relationship and that like giddiness that they feel of going on the
Yeah.
first date. And what does that mean? Like those two things weren't tied together when we first got the script, but then we tied them together as we built it out during filming. And I hope, you know, because I haven't seen the final product yet, I hope that that really comes through, right?
Yeah. Me too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Me
I
too.
think the audience will enjoy that.
Yeah. Can't wait. Number 4. Not only is Goldie a talented caterer, but we discover she can also sing.
Well,
Nikki, how was it? How was it being able to include music into the movie?
well, I mean, I want to go ahead and say, go on record for saying like JC is an actual like Broadway singer. And I, unfortunately, I was in a music
You're,
group. I did the whole, I
yeah,
did,
yeah.
I did the whole thing, but I got a virus and lost my voice. Not last year, but the year before that. And my voice hasn't fully come back. And I finally got into a doctor for them to scope me and see what's going on in there. And both of my vocal cords are completely bruised top to bottom. And I have 2 polyps on each vocal cord that are very big. So the raspiness that you hear, and then I have no access to my high register. So I actually have to have like a procedure, and the procedure will require me to literally not speak for 2 weeks afterwards. So that's why it hasn't happened yet. How am I not supposed to speak whenever I'm raising children and I have to tell them like, don't go do the dumb thing that you're about to go do? Like, like,
I'm sure. I was just gonna say. I'm sure the boys, Ryan included, are really not looking forward to that.
I mean, I'm sure Ryan is looking forward to that, but the 2 kids, Ryan's like 2 weeks of you not
Ryan,
speaking it,
speaking.
doing whatever he wants to do because I can't tell
Yeah.
him anything. And I'm in the background going, like writing things down on pieces of paper, trying to send him messages. He just balls up the message and throws it in the trash. But it was
Well,
really fun to add it, right? It was fun to have like the song, an actual song.
Oh yeah, and it's a really catchy song too.
Yeah, it is.
And also
It is.
the band name, the Faithfuls, so cool. Like
So cool.
there's merch here that I feel like in the future should be coming out.
Yeah,
You know,
actually, for all you watching, I'm going to be auctioning off a couple of the Faithful sweatshirts that we personally wore on set. Um, so the money will go to the Dance to End Alzheimer's to support research in Alzheimer's and dementia. So stay tuned for that. But I have a couple sweatshirts I'm going to be auctioning, which will be really fun.
awesome.
Yeah, but I did have to sing. It was a thing, and I did have to sing, and I had to go in
And
a.
you were great. You more than pulled it off.
Well, thanks, Andrew. We shall see. Hopefully, they put JC's vocals up in the mix much more than mine. Okay, next question. Nikki, we love all of the fun behind the scene videos and photos that you've shared on socials. Are there stories we can share while filming? Yeah, Andrew, do you want to jump in?
Yeah, I mean, every time I get asked this, feel like it's on the spot, and I forget. There's so many fun moments and whatnot that we have when we're working together.
And then
Do you have
after
one
the
in mind?
fact, you're
Do you have one in
like,
mind?
like after
Do you
we
have
get
one in
off the
mind?
live, you're like, oh my
Yeah,
God,
I'm
I
like,
could have talked about.
yeah, yeah.
Um,
You know, you always have, people that don't know, Nikki creates such a great environment. I mean, you would
oh,
assume
thanks, Andrew.
by meeting her, but there's a lot of responsibility being number one on a call sheet and carrying a series like this or a mystery reel like this. And Nikki just comes in with such a great attitude and some behind the scenes stuff that's not necessarily captured. Is Nikki like will play music and we'll dance, we'll do dance parties, and we'll do dance parties in the makeup and hair trailer, and we'll do dance parties. There was that one day we're at the house
Yeah,
and we were dancing to
Arrested Development.
Arrested Development. Yeah, yeah. whoa, you know, yeah,
I was an Arrested Development kick.
yeah, yeah. That's it. It was great. I'm everyday people. Great
Nice.
song. But
Yes.
yeah, so we danced that day. We danced and just lots of dancing, and
Oh, you know what else?
murder, and dancing.
I would also say Lachlan holding court. Like Lachlan Monroe, national
Oh
treasure
yeah,
on in two countries, both the United States and Canada. Um, so Lachlan plays my ex, but he has done. I think we looked on. I remember in the green room we looked on IMDb, and it's like
yeah. It was like
170 credits
three,
or
three.
something.
No, no, no. I think he's done like 300.
You're probably correct. Yeah,
Yeah, it's like
like something
350.
insane.
Yeah,
And so
he's he.
he has
They call him the Kevin
stories.
Bacon of Canada. Kevin Bacon of Canada. That's what they call
Yeah, well, he's also kind of like the Kevin Bacon of the US too, because he's worked with
him. Everyone.
everyone. And so he will hold court and tell stories about working with like Seagal and Hugh
Yeah,
Jackman and like all of the greats and like everything he's gone through. And he's so funny and he's such a good storyteller and he keeps everybody like when he enters a set, I
Johnny
cannot
Depp
even begin.
worked with Johnny
Oh,
Depp.
Johnny Depp. I cannot even
Yeah,
begin to tell you, like, when he steps onto the set, it's like a king or something. Like the president of all actors have stepped on the set.
yeah.
And he's so fun and he's so awesome to have around. And just that fun stuff happens behind the scenes that you don't see of like him just holding court. And we're such a close knit family now. Like JC and this last one like missed her boat to get back to the island where she lives, and so she spent the night at my place. And it was so fun. We watched Bob Ross on TV paint because she loves Bob Ross.
Who doesn't?
You know, yeah, exactly. And so we just sat there watching Bob Ross, and I was like, "So this is what you do when you're home?" And she's like, "Yep, that and play video games." And I'm like, "Interesting." So yeah, like a lot of that stuff happens. You and Riley will go jump in a cold body of water, like
we
ice plunge together.
we do cold plunges on the weekend. Yeah, hot and cold plunges.
Yeah,
Riley and I will shadow box because he's a great boxer.
constantly. And you always think you're going to beat him, and he always tells you you're not.
Well, he's kind about it. He makes me think I can. If it really came down to it, yeah, he'd knock me out.
Which is so funny. I mean, because he's like a skinny little thing, but man, he's
Yeah,
tough.
he's skilled. Yeah.
Okay, number 6, Andrew. This is
All
yours.
right. All right. We also have a Hallmark alumni joining the cast. How was it working with Tammy Gillis, who plays Selena, the lead vocalist in the band?
Oh, he's amazing. We had an incredible.
She's awesome. Yeah.
We have an incredible guest cast on this movie. I mean, we've been lucky since day one with our guest cast. From the very beginning, Vancouver has so many incredible actors. Um, but especially with this one, I like I'm forgetting all the names, but like everybody who was in the band, and that's a tough thing. Like you're coming in and you're playing an ex band member and like you're playing it in this world of a mystery and all the, but to ground it and make it real and make it like um they just did a tremendous job. And Tammy, what a pro.
Yeah.
Fantastic to
And
work
it's
with.
difficult also because you have, in general, 15-day shoots are so short.
Yeah,
But they only have, three, 4 days, maybe max 5 days to do their work and to find a groove and to kind of get comfortable with who you are as the character and also your supporting cast. And it's just, it takes a lot. It takes an alumni, a veteran to come in there and just pull it off with making it look so easy.
true. And they did. Oh my gosh,
They
they
did.
did. Yeah. We were really lucky. Okay, there are more twists and turns as Goldie and Tom investigate the rock band to gather their evidence without giving any spoilers away. Do we each have a favorite scene that we can't wait for the viewers to see? Ooh.
Mm. what's the
Huh.
I
Like, do you?
I don't have it's not necessarily a favorite scene. It was a fun night to shoot because I'd never shot on the back lot before here in Vancouver.
Oh yeah, that
So to
was
shoot on the
fun.
back lot, that was a lot of fun. The night shoot that we had, and
We had a
to
lot of
have
night
like
shoots on this
all the
one.
background and the background performers on that night. It was amazing standing
Yeah.
outside and watching as these background performers were playing fans going into the show.
Yeah, that was
Each
cool.
each person had their own little world, their own like backstory. It was like
Hmm.
some guys were fighting over, like the bouncer was fighting over a ticket or like getting an ID from one of the patrons or one of the people coming into the show. And this was all stuff that they just came up with in the moment. The director wasn't going around, or the ADs weren't going around going, okay, you're going to do this, you're going to do that, you're going to do this. They were having so much fun. People were waiting in line, talking to each other, and like some people would be laughing, some people would be like, impatient to want to just get into the show. So there was so much life that night and it
Yeah.
and it was just such a great night. We had great weather. Um, yeah, I think that for me was stood out as just a really fun night to be on this back lot. As an actor, you always dream of like being on really cool sets, and that was a really cool set to be on. Cool moment.
I agree that that was really, really cool. I also, you know, Fiona, I really loved working with Fiona. So Fiona plays Claire. Claire is this new person that Lachlan, my ex, is dating. And that's like getting to play with her. She's so funny. She's so talented. And all of
So
you will
great.
remember her from Three Wise Men. And and so she's so good. And between Lachlan and her, and their stuff and our stuff. So like there was a couple of scenes, like the scene where Lachlan pulls up and he's like in like a convertible Rolls Royce and he's decked out head to toe in Faithful's gear. And he hated the band when we were married. And I'm like, what are you doing? Why do you look like that? And then she comes rolling in and she's like the head of the Faithfuls fan club. And just that interaction with them and like was so fun to play. And then also there's another moment, and I don't want to give away spoilers, but like she she also becomes a suspect in the movie, um, which is she should become a suspect, and because she's being real sus and shady, and we
Sus.
have that,
Sus. I
yeah,
love that.
exactly, and we're having like you're grilling her with questions and we're all in the room and it's like you and me and Richard and her. That scene was so fun to play too because
Yeah.
it's just like bring in heavy hitters and like go, and it was just so fun. I think some of those scenes were some of my favorites. To
Yeah,
kind
that
of
scene
just,
was a lot of fun actually. It was such a small scene, but it was just like all of us just yeah, table tennis, man. We were all like listening and having like throwing out fun little ad libs and yeah, it was that was a fun night.
yeah. And then I would also say that the takedown at the end, the way that David shot that was really cool. It was very
Yeah.
X-Files. And and I really loved the way that like that whole thing was shot. And I will say, you guys, like we had so much to film in that day, and we had like literally an hour to get that whole entire scene. And it's like a 4-page scene, and it's so like high stakes takedown. It's the end of the movie. And when I tell you, it was like one of those like you know, stop the camera, 2 steps back, say that line again, move forward. Like it was like that because we had to make sure that we
Yeah.
got the beats and we only had like an hour to get it. That was so intense. And like those things you don't see in the cut, obviously, you just see the scene. You don't see the behind the scenes, like total stress and uber focus and hyper focus and everything that goes into like having to get that whole thing done in such a short amount of time. So that was fun to do. Like that was a fun way to kind of do that. Okay, the music is such a fun element in this movie. If we could choose to go to any concert, which artist would it be and why? Oh, this is a great question for you and me because we love
Good question.
going to live shows.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I mean, like, you know, the
I'm
people
so jealous
dead.
of you going to the show. I'm so
Oh,
jealous of you going to the show you went to the other night. Like that,
it was
the
amazing.
War on Drugs is one of my. They're up there as one of my favorite bands right now. They're
They were
incredible.
phenomenal. They were
Yeah,
phenomenal. Like they were the best part of the night. I mean, I love Lucius. The National like was okay, you know, but I like the National's music, but War on Drugs was like
I've
amazing. Go
I've
ahead.
seen them. I've seen the National live, and same deal. I was like, okay, all right. He's a
Yeah,
poet. He's
he's a
he's
poet.
kind of like a Leonard Cohen kind of guy.
Yes,
He holds like a
totally.
cocktail in his hand when he's singing, and but yeah, War on Drugs. They're
Oh,
such a great band right now, and
they were
it's
awesome.
like
They
one
were
of
so awesome.
Wolf's favorite bands too. Funny enough, he asks for War on Drugs all the time.
That tracks for Wolf. That totally
Yeah,
tracks.
it's funny.
And what concerts then? Like, who haven't you seen that you want to see, Andrew?
Uh, who haven't I seen that I want to see? Wow, that's a good question. Somebody that I keep just checking in on to see if she's going to perform in the U.S. at all is London Grammar. Do you know London Grammar?
Oh yeah.
She's an incredible vocalist, and she came out with two albums that were really great, um, and she only tours in Europe. She doesn't come to the U.S. And she's got such a haunting, beautiful voice, and uh, she's somebody that I've been just checking in on to see if she'll perform. But a band that I love, that I always love seeing live, is M83. They do movie score, or they do a lot of commercials, but people would know one of their songs, if I think of it right now, but I don't even know how to sing it. But it's waiting for a car, waiting for a car,
Yeah.
and it
Yeah.
goes anyway. You know that song?
Yeah.
Um,
I do.
boop 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 boop, do 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 do, like that. Anyway, they're
Yes.
an incredible live show, and they have this awesome laser show, and I've seen them a couple times now, and I highly recommend going to see
Laser show.
M83. Uh,
M83.
M83.
Well,
But the War on Drugs if you didn't, the War on Drugs is somebody I want to see live. Like they are one of my on my top
you should.
watch lists.
You should. Like crazy, crazy good. You know, a band that
How
I
about
have
you?
not,
What do you want to
a
see?
band that I haven't seen that I just love so much is Mumford and Sons, and I've never seen them live, and I would love to see them live.
I've
Um,
seen them live. They're great.
how were they?
They're great.
Like their
They
music
are
also is the kind of
fantastic.
music that you're like you could like just like that the drive of their music.
Yeah.
Um, I'm like, ooh,
It's
I
a little
think
like
that would be like
Arcade Fire. There's a whole
kind
bunch of
of
them, and it's the lot of musicians. Of Monsters and Men. Do you know them? They're from
yes, yes.
I think they're from Finland or uh, Iceland. I think they're from Iceland actually.
Okay,
But
yeah.
they remind me a little bit of Mumford and Sons. Uh, it takes me a little bit with the fiddle. Like I don't love fiddle that much
You don't
with
love a
bands, but
fiddle? Oh, I can see that.
if it's blended properly, I like a saxophone. I like a saxophone solo.
By the
Like
way,
you get a saxophone in there.
yeah, they had a saxophone at the bowl. There was a saxophone on stage and it was pretty great.
War on Drugs did?
Yeah, it
Oh
was pretty
wow.
great. There's actually a
I
lot
don't
of
think.
bands that I would like that I would love to go see. Like I've never seen like I haven't seen Black Crowes live. I haven't seen Billie Eilish. I haven't seen Billie Eilish would be awesome. I'd love to see her.
Hmm.
Yeah, there's like a lot of people. I love going to see live music. So like I'll go
I saw
see
Billie Eilish as
anybody.
well.
You did? Where
I
did you
saw
see
Billie Eilish
her?
at Coachella, and it
Of
was
course.
it was a bit of a snooze fest, a little bit, but you know
No,
she's just it's a. I'm not a
that's so
big
upsetting.
Billie. I'm not a big no, but you might have thought it was incredible. You know,
Yeah.
she's a great songwriter, and she writes
Yeah.
great hooks and stuff, and she's like very captivating. But there's only so much of that style of music that I can listen to. I'm a
You and Ryan are
you know I I need
so
some
alike.
more, you know.
You need some
Oof.
fire in your belly. Yeah, I no, I
Yeah, I need a little
understand that
fire. I need a little
totally.
fire.
And I would never go to Coachella. I can't deal with porta potties. I'd just rather pee in a bush. All right, guys, rapid fire.
All right. On that note,
We've been so lucky. Hey, wouldn't be the first time I've peed in a bush. We've been so lucky to get to work together again, and fans love seeing how well we know one another. So we're going to play a game of rapid fire of who's most likely to. For each one, we'll let you know if it's Andrew or myself who's most likely to. Okay. Most likely to attend a rock band. Well, I mean, I think that's a tie. But
yeah, it's a tie, I think.
like we
I
both
like a lot
love
of
live music,
electronic though.
but you like a
I,
lot of
I
electronics. So like rock
I
music,
like a
you
lot of electronic.
probably yeah, that's Andrew.
But
Planned date
and
night. Go ahead. You.
probably you, Nick. You planned
No.
me?
No.
I'd plan date night? No, you
Well,
would.
I would not. No. I
You would
don't
not.
plan to leave my house ever. Like people there
I'm
has
not
to be
really
like a thing.
I, I I'd say me then. I'd plan date
Yeah.
night.
Yeah. No.
I do plan a
I
date
don't
night.
really do that. No. Be the first one at a crime scene.
Yeah.
Well,
You would, Nick.
yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. I am Goldie.
Goldie is Nikki. Nikki is Goldie.
Oh, I know the answer to this. Participate in
Participate in
karaoke is Andrew
participate in
Walker.
karaoke. Wow,
You
both of us
guys
would, but I love karaoke.
you live your best life doing karaoke. It is amazing. It's so fun to watch you
Uh,
karaoke. And if you guys have missed the
the
karaoke from the last movie, go to my Instagram feed and you'll see Andrew in full karaoke mode. It was so good.
You'll be able to see me in full karaoke mode in the movie I just shot in Ireland. I actually sing karaoke in the movie. So, and I'm
That's
actually singing.
perfect.
So you'll be able to see it, everyone, in the new year or
You
whenever
have a
this movie airs.
great voice. That's awesome. Well,
Thank you, Nikki.
Here's where Goldie and I differ. Well, no, not really. Who would be
Cater
the
an
one?
event.
Yeah,
I'm not catering an event
I'm
ever.
catering.
I'm buying.
I'll cater.
I'm buying. Well, oh yeah. I personally wouldn't cater. I would pay for a caterer to do my event.
That's true. I would pay for a caterer to do my event too. Yeah, agreed. Well, because the way I see it is like, yeah, sure, I can make food, but there's somebody that could do it better, and I want people to have the best food.
Exactly. And you also want to enjoy
Exactly.
yourself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You don't want to stay cleaning up and there's I
What
feel
a
like a
nightmare.
nightmare. If you can get it done, get it done.
Yeah.
But
P.S. I don't
it's a
know.
lot.
I don't
It's a
know if you know
luxury
this.
if you know
Yes, if you can. Goldstein
if you can.
is sending me, our producer for Curious is sending me to culinary school to learn how to really work with knives. So watch out.
Is he
Uh huh. Uh huh.
That's cool.
For like one of because for the next Caterer, one of the things that we're doing, it's like there'll be a lot of cooking on my end. And he was like, listen, you're going to have to go to school because this is not going to work. He's like, this is not one of your special skills.
This is amazing.
You don't you don't knife like this. This is not how you knife. Okay,
well done,
we're
Goldstein.
wrapping up. Yes.
Wrapping up.
All right.
Wrapping up.
Thank you, guys. Thank you for joining us today and letting us go back to the movie and talk about that and talk about some of the behind the scenes stuff. I think Andrew would agree that the whole reason this thing has been so successful is solely because of the support and the love from the fans. And we recognize that every single day that we show up to set and every day in between. And our focus is always about giving you guys what you want and giving you the best movie and giving you the pieces of the movie that we think would excite you and delight you. And this is for you always. And we just appreciate it so much. And we love you all so, so, so much. Andrew, what would you like to say, bud?
Yeah, I'd like to say that if you could just see Nikki behind the scenes on this movie one day, she's like, more crime tape, more blood, more this, more. She's like, this isn't real. It doesn't look real. I just love it. Everyone's got to get on the same page here. We need to make this big, and this is how much how invested you are, and it is all the fans. It's all to deliver something great, and so hopefully it reads and really, these opportunities that we get are. They're fleeting. They're not. It's not every day that you get an opportunity like this to work with somebody you love, for a network you love, for fans that you love, and these movies are it's such a different side to us that we get to explore, and so I thank you guys so much, and you can tune in to Curious Caterer, Forbidden Fruit, this Friday, October 11th, 9/8 Central on Hallmark Mystery. Hopefully you enjoy the movie as much as we had making it, and I'll be tweeting along. So
me too. And we love you guys. Thank you so much for everything. We love you so much. Mwah.
Use the hashtag Curious Caterer.
Oh, yeah, hashtag. You guys get it trending. Get it trending. Get it trending.
Trend.